Hello, humans. Hello,
Hi,
humans.
everybody. What's going on?
What's going on? I threw a little cliff high in there.
Michael Benolio, Jenny Boyd, M. Greco, Buff Del Campo,
Buff Tal Campo. We were just talking about Buff.
Joe K. Does nothing special. What's up, everybody?
Joe K does nothing special.
Well, Joe K. and then does nothing
Oh,
special.
separate
Says,
name, yes. Okay.
Yes.
How is everybody doing
Thank
this
you,
Sunday
Paulie.
evening?
Chris Greenaway, Crazy 77. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
How is everybody?
I'm tired.
Are you tired,
I'm
Tony?
really tired.
But you don't do anything.
Oh, jeez. We've been building a chicken coop, like little at a time for the last like 2 weeks. So we built like the frame and the roof pieces at my shop, and then we moved everything to Crystal's backyard, and now it's like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm not cut out for this kind of work.
Luke says, I love you, Tony.
Oh, I love you too. I hope that's not
Luke.
weird. Luke. Those are words I never thought would come out of my mouth. I love you too, Luke.
You know, I had a dog named Luke.
Did you?
I had a German Shepherd. His name was Luke. And he has a tragic story, so I won't tell it right now. But he was a good boy.
No tragic stories.
No tragic stories.
I think I owe money to somebody named Luke for some reason. It rings a bell.
Chris Greenaway says, Tony, did you have the spare breakdown kit for DD Speed Shop?
I don't need it anymore. He finally came to his senses. He took all the Flash Gordon stuff off. He returned to, like normal parts. So he should be okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What's your opinion on the Pontiac Fiero?
I road tested the very last Pontiac Fiero for Street and Shift Supercar magazine. I guess it was 1988 was the last one. I don't know. But the one we got, the press car, was the last. Well, I don't know if it was the last one built, but it was the last one that was like out there. Because for some reason, the Pontiac press people put in their order for a car, didn't get one, and they finally got one just as they ended production. So we did the road test on the car after it was officially out of production. And we shot the lead shot at I shot in a cemetery in front of like tombstones and stuff. What did I think of the car? God, that's a long time ago. 1988, right? 35 years ago.
Long time.
Right? So how do I remember that car? It was white. Remember that? Drove it to Darlington. Actually, me and Scotty Guadagno, Scotty PG, he races pro mod cars now. And he came down with me. The two of us took the Fiero down to Darlington for the Winter Nationals. It was an okay car.
Stop scratching your mosquito bites.
It's not just mosquito bites. I have mosquito bites, spider bites, like scorpions, you name it.
Luke says, haha, made my night. You made Luke's night.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
JR in West Virginia says, the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Tony DeFeo. Magazine exploits are seldom appreciated these days, so wanted to send some appreciation for your past work.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
I try not to include my past work into my present work. Like I everything I did in the past. But sometimes you have just to qualify things. Sometimes you have to bring up stuff that you did in the past.
Joseph Terlingo 1340 says, Tony, Luke is my brother-in-law, and I love you too. We're sitting here watching you on both our phones. Laugh out loud.
I love you too, bro.
Let's see. Exhausting work, haha.
I'm not, honestly, so here's the thing, right? If you take somebody who's a carpenter, right, works with wood, and you have him work on his car, he's going to be bitching and complaining and is struggling because you're using different parts of your brain, using different like motions, different muscles, stuff that you're not used to using. And that's how I am working on building this freaking chicken coop.
It's a big chicken coop.
It's a big chicken coop.
It looks nice.
But Uncle Crystal wants it to be Pinterest worthy. Now,
right.
I'm not entirely certain what this means.
It means it has to be really pretty. and well built.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we're going
Like a
the extra.
magazine. It has to look like it belongs in a magazine.
Yeah. The
Right.
chicken coop is going to be nicer than my house.
Right. Pretty
It's that
much.
simple.
See. Chris Greenway says, Tony, it occurs to me I tweaked my back 2 days ago and hasn't been the same since. Oh,
Dude, I'm skating right on the edge. I'm skating right on the edge. Like I'm about to just fall out, like crippled.
MC says, great UTG shorts lately. Nice. Thank you.
What shorts did we do?
We did the short with about Dee Dee's Speed Shop.
Oh, right.
Tony, did you hear about Dee Dee's Speed Shop?
Mm. Yes, Danny's boyfriend actually texted me before.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. David Torres says, hey, Tony, tech question.
Yes.
70 Dart, original Slant 6 car.
Okay.
Bow 408 stroker.
Okay, 4-8 stroker.
My fusible link blew and I just bypassed my ammeter while repairing. Now my MSD 6AL is not turning on. Thoughts?
You popped the fusible link, so you bypassed the fusible link and you bypassed the ammeter, and now you're not getting anything to the MSD. What power source is the MSD? I don't know. Like without a Ouija board, it's hard for me to figure these things out.
Douglas Fairler says, Tony, is the lamp a statement of your type of lights that were in your shop when you were young?
The only kind of lights I go by. It's perfect. No, this is back from my railroad days.
Right. How was Super? Any barbecue tonight? No, tomorrow. Oh, supper.
Tomorrow. Erie Eric from the Gearhead Underground, Kiwi, Dr. Ron, Dr. Art rather. Dr. Ron.
Dr. Art.
It's been a long day, guys. It's been a really long day. And I met a guy named Connor who lives on the next street over. He's got a drift car and he's got a hot rod mini bike. So he's going to bring. I think he's going to come and bring his mini bike.
Oh, Michael says, I thought Uncle Kathy was allergic to chickens. Right, they're living at Uncle Crystal's house.
Right.
This coop is being built at our son John and Crystal's house. So, yeah. I can't have chickens here close to the house. Yes. We got asthma attacks from it. Yes. Hello from Indiana, Tom Manley says.
Hello, Tom.
Hello from Nashville, Iceman 210.
You're close.
Nashville, Indiana.
Oh, Nashville, Indiana.
Nashville, ... Indiana. Is there a Nashville, Indiana?
I guess so.
Chicken coops attract brown snakes in Australia. I don't know.
I don't know. Their house is right on the edge of the woods. Like their backyard is state land, like hundreds of acres of it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine what's going to come out of the woods looking for these chickens.
As long as she locks them up at night, they're fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, they'll be fine in the day, the way the pen
There's
is.
going to be wolverines and octopuses and stuff like that. It's going to be crazy.
I don't think it's going to be that crazy. Let's see. Where are you all from?
Nashville.
You're not from Nashville, originally.
Originally, I've blocked most of it out of my memory, but I'm originally from New York City. But I've been here for 20 years.
You were born in Brooklyn, lived in Staten Island.
I was born in Brooklyn, yeah, and grew up on Staten Island.
Nathaniel Menzies. I hope I said it right. Sent you super chat. Hey, Uncle Tom,
Thank you.
I've got the 63 Falcon Spirit running good and out for the weekend.
Nice.
Just put a little Flowmaster on it. The little 260 FE is Saint. Very nice. Enjoy your weekend.
I love the sound of a straight six through a glass pack, man. It's just that's a classic 70s sound, you know, because high school park lots, everybody thinks that, everybody in high school had a Hemi Cuda and an LS6 and a Boss 429 Mustang. No, most of the kids in high school had like 4-door 67 Chevelles with straight sixes, and a glass pack, a thrush muffler, and that's really the sound of the '70s.
Let's see. MC says Dee Dee's going to a single carb tunnel ram.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Hello from Oregon. Mopar Missile says.
What's happening, man?
It's Oregon. Let's see. Joseph, what seasoning do you use for steaks and chicken? I need suggestions for the holiday.
I make so I do a chicken thing that we've been eating. We've had it a few times, right?
Are you talking about on the grill?
No, screw the grill.
No, he's asking for seasonings like they're on the grill.
But you could probably use this on the grill. Actually, there's no reason you couldn't make the whole thing on the grill. I make a chicken thing. It's like thin strips of chicken, and I coat them in a garlic parmesan seasoning, and then we do mushrooms and onions
It's
in
pretty
wine,
good. Yeah,
and it's really good.
white wine.
Yeah. Steak, I generally don't season a steak. Lots of salt and pepper, but I don't season it while I'm cooking it. Tomorrow we're barbecuing tenderloin on
Yes,
Dr. Art.
tenderloin. From the meat place. That was a nice meat store near us.
Very nice meat store.
Nicholas Lippincott says, wow, so Uncle Tone is from way up northeast. I'm from southeast Iowa, but travel the road for work, and I'm a huge fan of y'all.
Well, thank you so much.
That's really nice. Hoobie's Garage says, hey guys.
What's happening, Hoovie?
Shruti Parmesan, no. Shruti, she was a good chicken.
Oh yeah, no, we couldn't eat our chickens.
Shruti, no, we couldn't eat her.
We eat their children.
No, they went to a very nice home that wouldn't do that to them. Nice lantern. It adds a nice touch. Love the candle too.
Rustic, right?
It's rustic. It's pretty efficient. It throws a lot of light.
Yeah. See, like we are Luddite YouTubers. Everybody else has got they got their ring lights and they and no, we got
You
real
have a
lantern.
ring light. It doesn't really work though, but that works better. It throws a nicer light. Danny's boyfriend took off his EFI. Yes.
Yes, he came to his senses.
What's next? Peg from Zip Ties quit drinking?
Now maybe he'll get a haircut and get a real job.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 300 in the chat, only 30 likes, Iceman says.
Oh no.
Oh, we need more likes than that. Cabello says hello from Brazil. 4-speed or automatic? Which one?
For street driving, I mean, a manual is always a little bit better. For drag racing, a manual, an automatic rather.
Okay. Sean Walton, Tony, I have a 1970 Plymouth Satellite. It was my grandfather's. Any tips on rewiring?
Define rewiring. Like, I'm not crazy about. I don't recommend the universal kits. I just don't. There's too many splice points. There's too many failure points. If you can get reproduction harnesses, do that. If you can find good original harnesses, that's always your best bet. The gauge of the wire, the plastic. If you can find original harnesses that are still in good shape, the rubber's pliable and stuff like that, that's your best bet. Reproduction, stock harnesses, your next choice, and then worst comes to worst, an aftermarket setup. Universal.
Bad 66 Chevelle says that's a real lantern. Uncle Tony's lantern talk time. Jimmy Carter had a fireplace shot.
Yes.
It is a real lantern. It's not a fake.
It's not a CGI lantern.
No.
It's actually a Dietz.
Yeah. It has real
Dietz.
oil in it.
Yes.
It's actually lasting a really long time.
It does.
It's
not. And look, I can crank it up.
Yeah, you can lower it.
I can lower it down like that. That's about right there, right?
Yeah, that looks good.
And it actually throws some warmth.
I know, it gets hot. At
Yeah.
the end of the night, I go to pick it up and I'm like, woo.
But it's like, okay, so it's a little chilly right now. This is like the coolest spring we've had in Tennessee since I've been here. And I can actually feel the heat coming off this thing.
Let's see. Is it a scented lantern?
No.
No.
It's just a whale oil. It smells like whale.
smells like whale. um, I don't need lamps and lights that glow in the dark. Take my shirt off and I light up the world like the moon. Thumper, the sweaty guy says. Okay.
I am bit from head to toe, like everywhere. So if you see me just like
Scratching.
I'm not gonna hide it. I mean, the hell with it, right? I mean, I'm just
But you're making it worse by scratching it.
I can't help it. And the one on my back,
Randy says, why don't you ever answer any of my questions or any of my comments?
we just did.
Yeah. There's a lot of people asking questions.
Go ahead, man. Whatever it is, shoot.
I'll try and look for your comment or question again. Nitro lamp. No, it's not nitro. Don't put nitro in your lamps.
No.
That would be a bad idea.
Do you
We
remember?
don't
Do you
promote
remember
that.
those days with the lighting the barbecue and
Yeah, that's
running a lawnmower?
so stupid. It's so stupid.
I had the nitro sickness. Anything you could burn nitro in, it was bad.
Let's see if Randy wrote a question yet. Nope, not yet.
Oh look, Darla's making poopy.
I would rather not.
Good girl, Darla.
Fabrication Ranch. but
Nice
you still
poopy.
didn't answer. I don't know Fabrication Ranch. Charlie, I used to live in toxic Staten Island. I glow at night. It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
Well, maybe because you guys were from the South Shore.
It was a toxic hellhole.
I'm from North Shore. Let's see. J-Stack, I have an old drag car. A 440 used to be a nitrous car, won't again. My question is, it has breathers running to the headers and oil built up I want to remove. Can I remove it? Can I remove and do I just put PCV valves?
All right, read that one more time.
I know, it was hard to read.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
I have an old drag car, a
Old drag car.
440, used to be nitrous car, won't again.
Okay.
My question is, it has breathers running to the headers and oil built up I want to remove. Can I remove and do I just put PCV valves?
Yeah, no problem. The that evacuation system that plugs into the headers really only works at higher RPM. You don't get much of a scavenging effect at like road speeds. So you'd be doing, if you just drive in the car, you're definitely doing yourself a favor going to a PCV valve. Just make sure that you've got an adequate breather on the other side. So the PCV valve is going to go to one valve and then a valve cover, and on the other valve cover you have to have a sufficient breather so it can pull air through the crankcase. And then yeah, definitely a better system for a street car.
Randy Ryan wants to know, should I build my 73 340 CUDA to 70 340 specs?
Should he build his what? Or what?
Okay, I gotta find it again. Hang on. Should I build my 73 340 CUDA to 70 340 specs?
I mean, the only difference there is the pistons. The cam is the same. 70 through 73 340 cam is the same. The heads are the same. Unless it's an early 70, then you've got the 202 intakes. But the pistons are the only difference between the 10 1/4 to 1 and 8 1/2 to 1. So I mean, yeah, I would throw a set of pistons in there.
Tiki Farley says, thanks for the laugh, Tony. I don't know if you guys remember, but my mom's name was Darla. So I just got the biggest kick out of him telling Darla to go poopy. I felt loud.
I didn't tell her to make poopy. She was making poopy, but it was a good one.
Oh my goodness.
Darla's a good girl. Where is she?
It's okay, Tony. A few girls from my family are attending a bachelorette party in Nashville soon. Oh, I'll keep them in my prayers. Hope they stay
you
out
want
of
me to
trouble.
jump out
Any
of the cake?
tips? There's no tips for that. It's pretty crazy.
What does he want?
A few girls from his family are attending a bachelorette party in Nashville soon.
Okay,
Any
yeah.
tips?
Oh, God. Well, Nashville is the place for bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
They're going to go on the bus and get drunk.
Yeah, they're going to go on the pedal bus. They have like a pedal bus where it doesn't have an engine. It's just all of the people who are sitting around
Drunk
the bar.
and pedaling.
They get drunk and they pedal around, and it's crazy. Uh, any tips?
I don't know.
I don't know. Make sure they go. Tell them to definitely go check out the Parthenon. That's a site. Um, I don't know. Nashville's an awesome city. Just bounce around and enjoy the place.
Hmm. Don't bounce too far around.
Yeah, don't bounce
Maybe
too hard
stay
or
near
too
your
far.
hotel.
It's a safe city. It's
Yeah,
really
for the
safe.
most part, except for like a couple small sections.
Yeah, like there's 2 blocks where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, not so hot. But yeah, they'll have a blast. They'll enjoy themselves.
Yeah, there's tons of people out walking around having fun, yucking it up.
Mm,
Happy Memorial Day, Anthony Perno.
That's
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial. That's hard to say Happy
Yeah, I
Memorial
know,
Day,
right?
right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's just wrong to say Happy Memorial Day, but I get the idea. Well, how
Yeah.
do you say that? What do you say? Just
Um,
have a Memorial Day, or
um, I don't know.
but you know what I'm saying, right? Like Happy Funeral.
Right? Yeah,
You
I
know,
know. No, I know what you're saying. I don't really know what you say for Memorial Day.
that's a good question.
Mm. Mostly, like on social media, people will just put up like photos of like family members and things like that, and they'll
Right,
say memorial or in remembrance of, you know,
right.
bless our veterans. People say yes, but it's not Veterans Day.
Not Veterans Day.
Memorial Day.
It's for dead veterans.
Right. This, yeah, it's for the ones who passed away. Let's see. Uncle Tony, do you adjust the rear throttle blades the same as the front blades on a 4150?
No, no. The rears. You well, you see again. It depends on how much of a cam you're trying to idle off of. No, generally speaking, the rears are only going to be cracked just enough so that when they close, the blades aren't digging into the throttle bores. So the secondaries for like a stock engine, small cam stock engine, generally speaking, you're going to have the throttle stop for the secondary set, so that just the blades are just barely making contact with the throttle bores, and you do all your adjustments off the front. If it's a four corner, if you've got idle adjustments at the back, it's a different story. Then you can open them up a little bit. Uh, it's the kind of thing where every application is going to be a little bit different, and you got to play around with it.
Okay, so scale modeling says I always say blessed Memorial Day. UFOs say I say never forget. Let's see. William Shoemaker says have a good Memorial Day. So
Okay.
somebody says like I like the name Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Memorial remembers, but we get the idea.
Peg stories, please. You don't have any peg stories.
I never met. I never met him.
him.
Never met him. It's all a lie.
Oh, too funny. Let's see. It's a somber holiday. I got a few buddies that I'll be remembering while I work on my dart. I definitely wish they were still here to help. That's Duke's Mopar Garage. Let's see.
Yeah, a lot of car guys never made it back.
Mm.
Well, that's Vietnam. Oh, see, that shows you how old I am, because I'm still thinking Vietnam. We've had so much in between.
Well, the first cars that like were for sale that were sitting for a long time, they were all people that died in Vietnam.
That was the classic thing.
That was the classic thing.
That was
When
the
we were
classic thing.
kids growing
When
up.
we were kids, yeah, we were always car hunting, like constantly, always car hunting. Just driving around, we fill up with the tank of whatever we were driving, and just run up and down back roads and streets and alleys and you name it. Because back then, middle '80s, there were still Mopars everywhere, and that was a very common
Early
story. Early '80s,
Yeah.
Well,
80s
early
to
mid
middle.
'80s, yeah. That was still at that point
Yeah.
a very common story where you'd ring a bell or knock on the door, ask about a car, and it was like, yeah, well, so and so, and never made it home, and we're gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of cars, a lot of cars.
Let's see. Hello UT, I got a 1980 Camaro. What can I do to improve braking? It is disc/drum system.
Dude, I don't touch brakes. I don't unless it's a like a tube chassis type of car. I don't touch brakes. Whatever came from the factory is what stays on the car. So I'm the wrong guy to ask about that. Kiwi, excuse me. I always cough when I say Kiwi's name. It's an odd thing. Um, Kiwi is very big on brakes. He loves brakes.
Kiwi loves brakes.
Kiwi loves brakes.
Okay.
Kiwi lives for brakes. Are you kidding me? He's got these giant calipers everywhere. And yeah. So Thursday night we do a live with Kiwi. So drop in on Tuesday and ask him.
Okay. Tuesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah. Two things I never mess with on a car is brakes and steering. It's just whatever came from the factory, it's good enough for me.
Kiwi's coughing and coffee.
Yes.
Brake lines absolutely suck. Yes. Let's see. UTG has some good brake videos explaining his philosophy and experience. Do you?
Do I?
I don't know. You have a couple brake videos.
I don't know. It's
Yes,
a
you
blur.
do. Like the second video we did was a brake video.
Oh yeah, the case for drum brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm converting my charger to drums. Somebody in a previous life had converted it to discs, and I pulled all that stuff out, and I found a beautiful set of 11-inch drums, the 11x3s, which I don't care what anybody says. There is no factory disc brake setup on the planet that stops like an 11x3-inch Chrysler. Those were the drums that they mandated for NASCAR use until like 1976 or 1977. So those are the brakes that are going in the Charger.
Okay, so I have two quick questions here
Yes.
for you from two different people. Okay, first one, Mike Quinn, 340 erratic timing mark.
Probably stretch timing chain.
Okay. And Coop W wants to know white letters out or black outside on tires.
Oh, it depends, man. Depends. I prefer black walls in most cases, but sometimes white letters look good.
Let's see. What motor mounts do you use? Do you run?
Just depends.
What do you think of thermoquad carbs?
They're a little trouble prone. They're a little tricky, but they function really good. When they work really well. You're not going to find anything works better. I don't care what you talk about quadrajets and stuff like that. When a thermal quad is on, nothing's better. The problem is they have a couple of failure points. And it's not the bowls. The bowls are generally okay. But you got two things. There are O-rings that lead to the jets on those things, and the O-rings will shrink over time, so it gets sloppy that way. And there are epoxied on wells in the bottom of the float bowls, and over time the epoxy will break loose, and all of a sudden it'll just wash the motor with gas. But yeah, they give it a fresh rebuild with those fresh O-rings and all of that. Cover the whole bottom of the bowls with JB welds and send it. They work really well.
You're talking about the white letter tires you have on the Duster.
Oh yeah.
They're looking at those. They look
Well, that's the way I picked the car up. That's what was on there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hubie's Garage says I still have stock drum with single master cylinder on my street/strip 55 Chevy and on my 55 Chevy Gasser.
That shit stops just fine, doesn't it?
What is the best way to hook up the ammeter in a 70 satellite?
You mean you're going to bypass the factory one?
I don't know. That's all it said.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Barrow's Garage.
What's happening, man?
Memorial Day.
Maggie, what are you doing over there?
Thumper says I'm trying to retrofit 747 brakes to my 2500 GMC.
747, you mean an airplane?
I don't know. That's what it said. What's a serious question? AK crazy fool. I'm watching. Let's see. Oh, there's so many questions. Hang on. Um, doing a good job deleting the negative comments. Some people, I swear. You know what? They're doing a great job because I haven't seen them yet. uh, we get negative comments?
Who would dare make a negative
I don't
comment?
know.
The
Like,
horror.
UTG, when are we laying paint on the Charger? We only have 2 weeks left.
Yeah,
Please.
tell me about it. I know. I know. I
I
know.
didn't even
Don't
get
remind
to do
me.
the
I
interior
know.
yet.
I know. Ron had a death in his family.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
unfortunately.
tied up. He's been tied up for a few days. He may be tied up for a few more. And but I got the paint. Paint
Yeah,
came
the
yesterday.
paint came. Do you want
So
to show everybody the paint?
not
Do you
really,
want to do
no.
show and tell?
But we got it. I put the front end all back together again. I just got to pop the transmission up, which I'll probably do Tuesday, and then all that's left is just the paint.
Um, what's the deal with the 4 mufflers on the Silver Bullet?
What about them?
They're asking what's the deal about them. Why?
Addison
Why
wanted
4
an
mufflers?
extremely quiet car. So the mufflers he used were from a Cadillac. I think like 1960, 1959, 1960 Cadillac, and they were 2.5 inch inside, 2.5 inch outside, and a very shallow profile. So they fit under the car nice. And the 4 of them was so that he would have sufficient exhaust. That engine needed more than you were going to get out of a standard quiet single dual exhaust. So that's why they split it up and put 4 under there.
Why was your message deleted? Somebody saying, nice, my message was deleted. Was just asking for help. My father is a Vietnam vet that was in the ICU for 2 months last year, and I have cancer and heart failure. Sorry for asking a question. I didn't delete any message, and I have no idea. That's the first message I've seen from you.
It takes a lot to get your message deleted.
Yeah, like you have to say something really
You have to say something really
terrible
off the wall,
to get
right?
your message deleted. I think maybe, there's a lot of comments, so maybe we just scroll past it. I don't know if the mods would delete a question, a regular question. Zero usually doesn't just delete willy-nilly. He gives warnings too.
Yeah.
So
to get a comment, either a comment on a video or a comment on one of these lives.
Fubar is saying nobody deleted anything. And now he just retracted his message, so maybe somebody did delete something. I don't know.
I don't know.
So go ahead. What were you saying, Tony?
To get there's very few people actually or messages get deleted. It has to be something that's like what we consider to be hate, right? So, and not towards us. Hate me all you want. Your comments never get deleted. They go, right. It's when it's either racial or sexual or
Just plain ugly.
yeah, anything we consider to be
Yeah.
ugly like that doesn't belong in an automotive forum, that gets deleted.
Like if your comment is going to start to ruin it for everybody else that's commenting, you got to go.
And people who spam content, well,
Yeah.
wait, forget about just spam. People who load the comments up, if you can't say everything you need to say in 1, maybe 2 comments, and you do 4, 5, 6,
Right.
8, because we get a lot of that.
Yeah, then you're gone.
You get people like they just get triggered. They're
Yeah.
just like, they make a comment, they wait 5 minutes, they make another
They
comment.
have to think
they wait
about what they can comment about again.
Right.
Right.
Right. You get deleted. Actually, you get blocked.
Yeah, you get
We
blocked.
block you from the channel.
Right. If you're just going to spam with nonsense.
Yeah. Obviously, say whatever you're going to say in 1 comment, go for it. Sometimes a second comment, is fine. But when it's just, and I'm
If
telling
there's a
you,
conversation, that's different.
oh yeah, if you're responding to
Yeah, if
other
you're
people's,
responding
that's
to people,
completely
that's
different.
completely different.
But when you post comments, and there's, 8 times, 10 times, and we've had even more now. We've had people that made like 20 comments on a video.
Please.
You get blocked.
J Stack says, can I run 2 valve cover breathers and not run a PCV on the older drag car 440?
How are you using it? How are you using it? If it's getting it driven on the street, it should have a PCV valve. If you're not, then don't worry about it. If it's just a drag car. But you do want some kind of crankcase evacuation, which is what you had what that system was for that went to the headers. So you're giving up some performance.
When do we get more Buick action?
In a half hour.
Okay, Thumper, the sweaty fat guy, says, I have lots of comments hidden and deleted, not from this channel though. So, Thumper, just about every one of your comments goes into our spam file. And I have to approve all of them. So just so you know. But we also have a lot of words that are blocked because of the spammers that we have. But for some reason, you are always in there.
You're
every
always in
comment
hell
that you
for
make.
review.
Even if it's just that you're commenting to somebody else or just whatever comment you're putting up, you're in hell for review.
Yeah, if you post a comment and you don't see it, relax.
Yeah.
It'll go up within an hour or two.
Yeah, because sometimes we can't get
for some
to it
reason
right
yours
away.
always go to hell for review.
We get a lot of comments that are held for review.
Yeah.
But it's because we were getting spammed with those Telegram people. So I had to put a lot of words, keywords in that are blocked. So if somebody uses a word, it goes into the held for review. And the people that try and sell Bitcoin, the investment people, we love Mrs. Darla Effinger.
Or the Telegram people.
Telegram people. If you ask about an EGR valve, you will also get blocked. Oh, goodness. All right. Wow, a lot of comments. Sorry, guys, I'm missing a bunch. Okay, how much is left to do on the charger?
Not much. I have to I got to bleed out the brakes. I got to put the transmission up in there. And mechanically, that's it. I gotta make new hangers for the exhaust because the old ones were kind of just something janky. I whipped up real quick in the driveway.
When do you think you'll have the car on the ground so I can get in the interior?
Wednesday at the latest.
But you know what? It's going to be all taped up because it's going to be painted.
We got to tape over a lot of stuff.
Right.
I know.
So I'm not going to be able to do the interior. It's going to be like a smelly, moldy.
I don't care.
Ripped interior.
I don't care.
have the carpet and everything.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't care.
It's fine. Whatever it is, it is.
I'm thinking like Wednesday at the latest, the car should be on the ground and we can drive it.
Yeah, Thumper. So if you don't see your comment right away, it means I didn't get to hold for review. Or Tony didn't get to hold for review. You don't want to give me millions from a Nigerian prince, Tony? Please. The spammers are relentless. It's going to look sweet in satin black, Dominic says.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this car. Straight, because that quarter panel bothered me from the time we got it. It always bothered me, but I knew it was going to be major surgery to straighten it out. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing, in paint, on the ground, running, going down the road.
Barrow says, I don't know if it happened to you guys as well, but last week YouTube dropped a bunch of old comments on me. Some of them are 4 to 5 months old. Have you noticed that?
Not really.
No, I didn't really notice that. That's weird. But we do get people unsubbed all the time. They're like, oh, I just subbed to you again. I was unsubbed.
Yeah, that's really common.
That's common. Let's see. Is Kiwi painting it? Maybe I missed who you said was doing it.
No, Ron is going to paint it.
You gonna let Ron do it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He's got that fancy breathing apparatus.
He's got that whole scuba thing that attaches to his ass. So he can breathe in ass air.
No.
It's better than Bondo.
Don't be ridiculous. Sean Walton says, are locations of splice points in a Mopar important?
Meaning? You be a little more specific.
No, that's all.
Well, I'm telling him to be a little more specific.
That's Sean Walton. I'm going to try and look for. TD Speed Shop car, go vroom vroom. His carb, yeah.
He's finally seen the light.
Let's
That whole episode pissed me off, man. It really did.
see.
There's no reason why. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna
Save
save
it.
it. I'm gonna save it.
Save it. You're not mad at Dee Dee.
No,
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 yeah,
no, no, no,
don't
not
make
at
it
all.
like you're mad at TD Speed Shop.
No, no. I'm mad at what happened to him.
Yeah, just save it. Zero says I got pulled over for speeding today. Lady motorcycle cop. She said why. Rick S. Hi UT. I have a 69 slant 6 that keeps pinging at WOT,
Wide open throttle.
I had the timing at 15 initial, but now it still does it at 5 initial. Hang on, it's jumping. We have lots of discussions about the dynamics. Wait, no, sorry, wrong one. I use good gas. Sorry, my comments are jumping. I'm losing it.
Right.
I use good gas, mechanical advances stock, too much carbon buildup.
Could be carbon buildup. Could also be I've seen a head gasket do that too, where it shares fire between two cylinders.
Okay. Sean says the factory points. The factory points? You said be more clear, be more specific?
Yeah, but what about splicing factory points?
Wait, hang on, I would have to find. He says, are locations of splice points in a Mopar important? And then he said, factory points.
I'm not sure
I
what you
don't know.
mean by that. If you're talking about splicing the wire that goes to the
factory
negative,
points.
the what?
He says the factory points, question mark.
Yeah, if you're talking about the wire that goes to the negative on the coil, no, it doesn't really make any difference where you splice it.
Let's see. I was Stickman. I was really looking forward to his Fox Body Mustang YouTube channel. Maybe he can appear on an Uncle Tony's
That was
Sunday
like
Night
4
Live.
years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. He's fine.
She talks to him all
Yeah,
the
every
time.
once in a while. No, not all the time. Once in a while. He sends me news. Memes. He sends me memes. Let's see. But the 383 is underrated for horsepower.
The 335 horse is about right. No, I wouldn't say they were underrated. They were rated probably just about right.
What?
That said,
What?
they could have made a bunch more power with those engines. They were tuned conservatively. They were carbureted conservatively. The highest output 383 was the 1962 343 horse 383, which is a dual quad setup. But the 335s, like from the muscle car, like the Roadrunners and the Super Bs and all of that, they could have put a little more. They could have gotten a little more aggressive with the ignition, and they definitely could have gone more aggressive with the carburation on that. And I think it would have been a 375 to 380 horsepower motor.
Okay, I don't know what this question means, but I'm
Yeah.
going to read it to you anyway. Fernando De Soto, because he's asked it a couple times. He says, hi, I try again for the last time. Don't mean to rub you the wrong way, but please let me know if Mark Gruber, do you know who that is?
Who?
Mark Gruber
Mark
is over
Gruber?
the target on his 12 Ocean Avenue analysis. What does that mean?
Jeez, I have no idea.
He has no idea.
I don't know who he is or what his analysis
Yeah.
is.
Sorry, I can't help you. I thought it may be some car thing that I don't know about. All right, Franz H. What would be your troubleshooting path for dieseling after ignition is turned off? The car is running a Holly 4-barrel and a stock HEI 396 Chevelle. Idle set too high was one suggestion here.
Yeah, idle set too high is a common thing. It's a vapor issue. When an engine runs on after it's shut off, it's a vapor issue. It's still pulling fuel through the idle circuitry in the carburetor. The intake manifold is hot enough that it's creating vapor, and the engine is pre-igniting on that vapor. You have to look for what are the potential sources of that pre-ignition. carbon buildup, loose, flaky carbon inside the combustion chamber will do that because it'll act like a glow plug and it'll light off the vapor. Um, try, excuse me. Um, Next time you go to shut the car off when it would normally diesel, try wetting down the intake manifold with just plain water, and see if that makes a difference. See if that does it.
Yeah. What was the future upgrades for Plan ZB?
One step at a time. Right now, right now I made that heat like a heat shield to capture the heat from the four center header tubes and direct it up towards the bottom of the intake manifold. The carburetor obviously still stays ice cold, which is what we want. We just want the floor of the intake manifold to have some heat to it. So right now that's the only modification I've got planned. We're going to work on the 60 foot. We got to find about 3/10 on the 60 foot. And I think that'll get it for us. And then from that point, we'll look at what else we have to do.
Perry Ford says, always like watching your videos, Tony. And this live, when your dog barks, my Black Betty pug, 1.5 years old, goes crazy. Sorry. They just barked again. Let's see.
Maggie, what are you doing? Come here. Come here.
I don't know what planet you live on, but Kiwi isn't expensive. He knows his worth. What planet do you live on? I don't know. Did you say Kiwi was expensive?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just overtired or maybe I had a stroke. For some of these questions, just don't.
Well, he just wants to attack you because you said the Kiwi was expensive.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
I always attack Kiwi. It's one of my hobbies. That's why I keep him around. It's just so I can attack him.
No, he's okay. Well, what planet do you live on? Planet UTG.
Rhodius 14.
Right.
Yeah.
How hard is it to remove tension bars on a 71B body? Chris is asking.
Tension bars?
I think he means torsion bars. Does he mean torsion bars?
It's this. If you mean torsion bars, it's the same exact thing as any other torsion bar equipped Mopar. Just go to the back of the torsion bar. There's a little C clip in there, like it's like a wire clip. You can actually take it out by finger. But take those out, loosen the nut, right? And then the adjustment nut, and then you should be able to drive the torsion bar out the back. Best way to do it, easiest way to do it, so you don't need special tools, because you got to be careful you don't nick a torsion bar. If you nick a torsion bar, it creates a stress riser and it can crack from there. So what I like to do with those is, if you go to the front of the K-frame, you'll see where the pivot pin that the control arm mounts to, right? The pivot pin, take the nut off the pivot pin, and then after you've pulled that clip out the back of at the very rear of the torsion bar, then take a pinch bar and push back between the K-frame and the lower control arm, and let the whole thing pop out the back. No special tools.
Listen to this comment.
Yeah.
Please, UTG, get a Ouija board. Do you remember when we did that commercial
Which one was that?
with the carburetors and we pretended we made the noise on the table that it was reading?
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
Do you remember what happened with that last Ouija board we had?
Oh, no. No, what Ouija board do we have?
We had one at the coffee house.
Oh, no, I told them to take that out of there.
You didn't?
I what? I what?
It got hung up over the door.
No, and I said, get that off of there.
It got hung. No, you didn't say to get it off of there.
Yeah, I
it
did.
got. I'm telling you,
I wouldn't allow it in there.
I was in there one night. It was hung up over the door. I noticed it hung up over the door. That night, we had a windstorm come through.
Yeah.
And it blew the door open.
Yeah.
And blew the Ouija board off the top of it.
Nice. Good. I guess I wasn't there because I wouldn't allow that.
You weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the night we had bands, I think.
Okay.
You
They were
wouldn't have
just
been
being
there.
jerks. Let's see. I live on this one, but I'm not from this planet. Just saying, Zero says. Kiwi is expensive. Good work costs money. Worth every penny, Tula Toilet says. How did the mini bike race go? That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Let's see. Kiwi's awesome. Yes, he is.
Kiwi has a lot of fans.
Yeah, and you should really stop stealing his content, Tony.
And diving through his garbage.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, hang on, I'm looking at comments. I'm way behind now. Sorry, everybody. A holiday race? Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we race Dr. Art's electric go-kart.
Tony is the grown Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears.
I know of the movie, but I've never seen it, so I don't.
Oh, I saw it.
Who's the guy he's talking about?
I don't know. You'll have to watch it. It's like a troublemaker. Are you a troublemaker?
I'm a troublemaker.
Oh my goodness.
I am a troublemaker. It's in my DNA. I can't help it.
You can't help it. All right, now I'm way behind.
Look how majestic Maggie looks there.
Luigi told me to get a Holly Sniper. It probably would, because it's evil. All right, Boogaloo July 4th. Could I direct connect my distribution power wire to my battery?
Can you what?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to read that again. Could I direct connect my distribution power wire, I think he means distributor, to my battery?
Well, how would you shut it off?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, that's a no.
It's got to go through a switch.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, if you just want to start it. Wait. If you're just trying to get something started and you want to bypass all of the wiring inside the car just to get it running, yeah, standard operating procedure is just run a jumper wire from the positive of the battery to the positive of the coil and let it rip. But as far as like running it on a regular basis like that, don't do that.
Let's see. Right, Mopar Man. Go back and read my question. John Cook. Okay, John. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to look for it.
It's one of those nights. There's like a lot of weird mojo hostility
A
going
little
on.
hostility. It's okay. It's fine. Now I'll get yelled at for talking too much. Let's see. I'm looking for your question and I don't see it yet. John, I'm scrolling up. Okay, UT.
Yes.
This is from John.
Hey, John.
What classic Mopar do you think is king right now, not counting the Superbird? I think the 68 Charger.
Even in terms of demand?
I guess so.
Yeah, I go with that. 68 Charger. 68 Charger has been a perpetual favorite now for like 20-something years. And the Cudas are always, people are always nuts about Cudas. But yeah, I would go with that. I would say the 68 Charger is probably the 68 Charger is like the power Mopar. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one that everybody loves across the board. Yeah, I go with that.
Okay. What did you do with the Miata with the slant 6?
I parted it out.
Okay. Let's see. What's up, William Kavanaugh? Have a great Memorial Day. Duke's Mopar Garage. Wait, I lied. Hang on. The internal pressure regulator kept failing, ripped it out, and installed an external one. I don't know what he's talking about. He might be talking to somebody else. If that's a question for Tony, let me know. Again. I love the whole 68 line. It's the small marker light that makes it. I always like the 68s.
Yeah. I prefer the 69 Charger to the 68.
Like the 69s.
But yeah, I love the little marker lights. The 68 marker lights are beautiful.
You all didn't answer my question. Really pissed. Unsubscribed. Okay. Do you know how many questions I'm trying to go through right now? but if you want to unsubscribe, that's fine. I don't know. Do a 99-cent super chat. I don't know. I can't read them all. You know, sometimes I just want to quit. I just want to tell everybody. Sometimes I just want to pack up my iPad and go watch TV.
Go get a job in a laundromat.
Go get a job in a laundromat. Oh my goodness. All right. In your opinion, why did Shelby leave Ford in 6970? Thank you.
In my opinion?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really thought about it.
You never thought about it?
Never really thought about it.
Okay, now he says I was making fun. Love you all.
You
I don't
got
know
us.
if I'm supposed to be emotionally jerked around like this.
You got us. You got us.
Let's see. Hi, Tony. What's going on with the 318 project motor build using only stock parts? Robert.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Andy!
I love you too, Zero. Thank you.
Andy, are you in here?
I haven't seen him. He's probably in here, though, because I don't do a good job reading all the comments.
And now he's hiding because the 318 question popped up.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, Joe Q. Wah, wah.
Oh, Lily's doing good, girl.
Okay, good.
Lily did good, girl.
All right, Douglas Self. What to watch out for if you're trying to adapt a 2-barrel manifold and Carter BBD to a slant 6 that came with the stock wind barrel setup?
What to look out for?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a straightforward bolt-on swap.
Okay.
The only problem you would have would be like on an early A body.
Oh, no.
Shit!
What happened? Is she going after birds?
Yeah, she went after birds, but the birds got away. Clearly,
It got away? All of them?
it must have. Maggie. Oh, that was Lily.
Hang on.
No.
You sure?
Yeah. The early cars don't have a cable; they have a throttle rod, so you could just get a pedal and cable assembly from any later model, any 1967 or newer, and swap that into the early car. But no, it's a very straightforward swap.
What's up with the 4.0 Jeep engine you were rebuilding?
We'll get to it. Everything is just sitting on the table there. I've been distracted. There's just so many things going on. I just you get momentum on something, and then like other things happen, and it's like, okay, well, I'll get to this tomorrow. I get to this tomorrow. I get to this tomorrow, and I still haven't gotten back to it. I will get back to it.
I have to put the lights on. It's getting dark. Hang on. Talk to them, Tony.
I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say.
Now your light is clashing with my lantern.
You're getting a little dark. Ian sent you Canadian money, but there's no question. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
I'm going to watch for your question. Okay. Hey, Uncle, is the garage having an EFI sale?
He says he's going to put it on something else. I think he's done with it. I think he's trying to be polite to Holly.
Yeah? You're glowing. You look really nice.
Yeah,
It's very romantic.
Yes. I try to be romantic.
Yeah. Okay.
I say romantic things all the time.
All the time.
Right?
Yeah. All the time. Let's see. The light gives Uncle Tony a nice orange glow. Yeah. Yeah, you look very nice. Orange man, good. Yep. Duck Hunter, I'm guessing you need to be a regular to get a question answered. Thanks anyways. Love your videos.
Well,
No.
thank you, but no, you don't have to
I
be a
just
regular.
read your question.
Is he another one? Is he another one that's just busting
Duck
our chops?
Hunter. I don't know. I'm gonna scroll up. I mean, there's a lot of questions from a lot of people. No, you don't have to be a regular. I read questions from people that I know of and people that I've never seen before. So sometimes the best thing to do is post your question multiple times because there's a lot of questions. And if I see something come up a few times, I'll get to
Maggie.
it. Or post in all caps.
Maggie.
And I'm likely to see those easier because it does scroll really quickly. Duck Hunter. Post again. Let's see. Let's see. DOA Garage, what is your favorite wheel slash rim?
Slots. I love slots. I got a thing for slots.
Slots.
Yeah, second would be a torque thrust. I like torque thrusts too.
Okay. Josh Carwin, with a wet NOS setup in a straight 6 carby base plate setup, without gapping the rings, is this a safe amount of NOS to run? Thank you.
100, 125 is like safe. You go past that and you start and you're begging for trouble.
Okay.
And it's especially important to bring. You got to bring the timing back too. You know, where 100 shot, I don't think I would worry too much about backing timing as long as you're not like crazy, like 36, 38 degrees. But if you're in the 32, 34 degree range, I wouldn't worry about backing the timing off for 100 shot. But if you don't have rings that are gapped, I would definitely bring the timing back 2 degrees.
Okay, Duck Hunter. Can you put wheels slash tire on a frame without a third member installed? Just need rolling stock during my T-bucket build.
You mean like a dummy rear axle?
Hmm. Do you want me to read it again?
Yeah.
Can you put wheels slash tire on a frame without a third member installed? Just needing rolling stock
Oh yeah,
during
yeah,
my
yeah.
T-bucket
Okay, so
build.
you've got the housing, and you've got the axles, but you don't have the center section. Yeah, you can do that. It's no problem.
Okay. You mean slots like the car behind you? Yes.
Yes, slots.
Okay. Um, Willie's Hot Rods. Tony, can I get my hot rod badge back with my 70s satellite? I'm building a 444.
Yes, I'll put in. I'll contact the committee tomorrow and put in a requisition for your badge.
Okay. Um, John Cook. How much does it hurt the value on a 68 Charger small block car versus big block?
Uh, depends who's buying the car. Most people, yeah, remember, so generally speaking, like we're a tribe of hot rodders, right? So we kind of value the high performance and the things, but the vast majority of people aren't, and I don't know if a small block in a second generation Charger really hurts it any. Um, Depends on who you're selling it to. You know, I know that if I was looking for a driver, if I was looking for like something I was going to take like on road trips and all of that stuff, I would prefer a small block. I would rather have a 318 in it than a 383 or 440. You know, they handle nicer. They're just easier to live with. They get better gas mileage. So it just depends what you're looking for and who you're selling the car to.
Okay. Um, Scott from Cold War Motors has been wearing a UTG hat.
Nice.
That's awesome, Lou. We love Cold War Motors. Do you have a mug? Oh no, you have a regular mug right now.
Yes,
I
I don't
have
have
his
I
mugs
don't
in the
have an
house.
official Cold War Motors mug.
It's
Right.
inside. Ian. Oh, thank you, Ian. He sent us another super chat.
Thank you.
Tony, I have a hunch the back windows on a Duster were originally meant to roll down, but the beam counters cut it. There's room, and it's a hardtop.
There is room. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that. It really wouldn't make any sense.
You want to check it?
There's plenty of room, and there's plenty of room inside the quarter. Because on these cars, especially in these cars, because the quarter bulges out right where that window is. Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Mm. Cheap out.
It was supposed to be an economy car,
Mm.
so I guess they figured that's part of the economy.
You're very orange.
Yeah, I feel orange. I think it's the cup. That's it.
It's not the cup.
Well, the cup is reflecting orange light.
Mm. You're still orange.
Darla, you a good girl? I saw you made great
She
poopy
is a
over
good
there
girl.
before. You made great poopy.
um, let's see. What's up, Chongo68? Jonko Cook says thanks. D Truth says you guys remind me of my cousin Vinny. Jack Kilgore, will there be more your first engine job videos?
Yes, that's our 4.0. We were talking about just a few minutes ago. Yes, I will get back to it.
Um, Tony, are you afraid rain destroys the floors, for example, of your cars outside?
Nah, nah. This one already has the driver's side floor has already got a hole about yay big in it. It was that way when I got it. It had a leak around the windshield. No, I don't really worry about it.
Will the stress chicken make a return?
As the stress level rises, yes, there will be more stress chickens.
Steven Chester, is it possible to make a small block 318 with the 727 3-speed automatic and a full-size 1030 1980 pickup truck get 25 miles to the gallon, and would you achieve that goal? Maybe. I think there's some typos.
Yeah,
So
you're not
sorry.
going to do it with a 727. You could swap in a later overdrive trans and maybe come close. Uh, the manual, if you swapped over to a like an 833 overdrive, yeah, you could probably get close, but you're definitely not going to do it with a 727. The 727 takes a good bit of power to turn.
Zero's deleting messages because some people aren't being nice. Do you still have the swinger?
Yes, but not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long. That's got to go.
Okay.
I've been over the last few months. I've been like whittling down, right? Um, Getting rid of stuff that either is redundant, is not going to get used. Um, if it doesn't do anything for me, it's got to go. So over the last couple of months, I got rid of my '61 Sportster. I got rid of that '66 Dart. Um, I got rid of my '67 GT. I just got rid of my Suzuki GS 550. Um, the Swinger is definitely on the chopping block. I need that motor for something else, but I'll be pulling the motor and selling it just as a roller. Maggie, did you kill something? She killed something.
What? Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
no! No! Get back! No! No! No!
What is it?
Oh, it's a baby bird.
Is it dead? Excuse me, guys.
See, I told you. Check them. Yeah. Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the mother and the baby in the corner, and they went after them. They killed the baby.
Yeah.
Now, don't show everybody.
Well, I'm not showing everybody, but yeah. Maggie, bad girl. It's a beagle.
Don't. She's gonna pull it down from there.
No, she won't. Don't touch it. Don't. No. No.
Sorry, guys. I'm not showing everybody, but yeah, could. Now I'm sad.
Well, I mean, we got no control over this. There's thousands of birds
Does
everywhere.
that mean that it's okay?
It doesn't mean it's okay, but it's nature. It's just she's just being a dog. That's what dogs do. They Maggie, what'd you do?
No, I'm not letting her eat it. I don't want her to get used to killing stuff.
Yeah, yeah. If we let her eat it, then she'll.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. All right. Come on. If a dog got a bird, that bird. Oh, it was a baby. It was with its mother. I guess it was just learning how to like fly and stuff.
No, it's too small to learn how to fly.
No, it was out of the
Oh,
nest.
yeah. Is that from the nest up there?
I don't know. Could be.
Well, there's a nest right up there too.
All right. This is the best channel for old school tech. I-88 488.
Thank you.
What's up? Raining Slant 6 with a chance of cannibals.
Neat. I feel bad about the bird.
It's a robin.
How do you know?
Because I saw the mother fly away. It was a robin. National Geographic, yeah. Is the duster painted British racing green?
Yes.
Are you starting a beagle bird hunting channel now?
Yeah, they're dogs. I mean,
DeSoto, R.I.P. probably hunted too. Yes, he did. He was a jerk. Even though I never say a lot or ask much, I've learned a lot from listening to Tony, especially since I sit back and listen, Dickie Farley says.
well, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Do you get Canadian geese in Tennessee?
She's one of those birds. Do we get Canadian geese?
We have geese. I don't know if they're Canadian geese.
Maggie, no.
Could you move the bird?
I'm gonna drop it on the other side of the fence. Excuse me.
Because she keeps going after
I
it,
know.
and it's a little disturbing.
I know. Sorry, bird.
Sorry, everybody. The dog killed a bird.
Okay.
Favorite 4-cylinder and why?
My favorite 4-cylinder?
Mm-hmm.
And why? The old 2.6 Mitsubishi was a great motor. Why? I just like them. I don't know why exactly. I just like them. The 2.6, what else? Yeah, I can't really think off the top. She's got Maggie. Sorry, guys. I'm distracted now. I got a murderous beagle here, who's not being a good girl.
Let's see. My mini dachshund gets birds, rabbits, lizards, mice, but she pisses on herself when the mailman comes.
That's it. That's Kathy.
Is that me?
You just described Kathy.
You're funny, Tony. Well, there's woods over there. They're saying laugh out loud over the fence. No, there's just a lot of trees over the fence. There's nothing else back there. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's just a bunch of trees.
It's a berm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I saw my Bichon Shih Tzu swallow a whole bird.
I mean, if
It was
we
a
were like,
baby. It was a baby.
if we were in a situation where food was scarce, you know what I mean?
Different,
It's like,
but we're not. We're
right,
not in
we're
that
not. You know
situation.
what I mean? So it's like don't just unnecessarily kill stuff just for fun. But again, they're dogs. It's what they do. Maggie, it's gone. Maggie, the bird is gone.
The green duster looks good. It's not bad.
Not up close.
When am I doing the interior? I was going to do the interior, but there's really not going to be a lot of time. I have the carpet for it. I was going to fix the door panels. The bottom of the door panels need the carpet redone, and the actually it's missing. Portion of the bottom is missing,
You
so
could
it needs to be
probably. Let
redone.
me tell you, you'll
I
probably have
have
a couple of days to screw around with it.
the back of the car has no carpet on it, so I was going to do that.
Right.
And the back of the seats, the carpet is missing. But those are a pain in the butt to take them out and everything. You have to unscrew the whole, like 1,000 parts of charger.
The
So,
whole back of that car is going to be covered with stuff.
well, I'm going
Right.
to try and put up as much carpet as possible.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have more time, but I was waiting for it to get on the ground instead of trying to climb on it while it's up in the air.
Well, if I wasn't building chicken coops,
Right, I know. Let's see. The dog whisperer.
now she's over at the fence.
Yeah. So Maggie the bird went to a farm up north. Oh, I feel really bad. What?
I don't feel too
I
bad.
do feel bad because like it's our job to protect wildlife in our backyard. Outside of our backyard is different, but what goes on in our yard, like
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
we should be taking care of that. And that's why I was like, when I heard that noise, you should have ran over there because that was the dogs attacking birds.
Well, now I know.
It's too late now.
I'll have to watch the replay.
Please don't. Nature is cool. Yep. Or puppy wants. No, she doesn't even fetch. He says, or puppy wants to fetch. Laugh out loud. She won't even fetch anything. None of our dogs will play like normal dogs.
Well, she does. She plays tug of war.
Barely.
Yeah.
With herself. She doesn't want to play with anybody.
Yeah, she brings me anything all the time.
She's aloof.
Maggie's aloof.
Something. She can be, yeah. She can be aloof.
Is that with the same dog here?
Yeah.
Maybe aloof to you.
Only when we have food, she's not aloof.
No, that's not true.
She's not aloof.
When she comes for daddy stare time, that's aloof.
No, but I mean, in general, she's kind of like doing her own thing.
Yeah, she does her own thing.
Yeah,
She's not needy.
Right, that's what aloof is.
No, aloof is I don't need to be bothered with you. She's not like that.
Sometimes. No? Okay. None of my 4 dogs fetch anything, Mexican Spec says. Isn't that annoying? Like all of our dogs I've taken to training classes, and none of them want to do it. They don't want to do anything.
They don't.
Maggie, I can't take because she screamed at everybody in the place, and I had to leave. We got kicked out of dog class. And then Lily I took, and she was trying to find every exit she could find so she could leave.
So
she just didn't want to be there.
So all of our dogs are shelter dogs, right? And we know why each one ended up in the shelter. like none of them were like hard cases. Like oh, we can't afford to keep the dog. It was not like that. No, they all have really weird behavioral issues. But they're my girls.
YouTube has banned my computer from chat. I'm sorry. Let's see. Randy Bowers, my beagle could not catch anything, but he would chase a blue sky. Good. What are your thoughts on no prep racing? Bottle rocket potential?
I absolutely love no prep racing. No prep racing is the future of drag racing. Bottle rocket is going to, but I guess it's October. I don't have the date yet, but we're going to take Bottle Rocket. I believe we're going up to Twin Rivers. Is it Dragway? It's the sketchiest racetrack on the planet. They have a thing called War in the Woods, and Andy and I are talking about taking Bottle Rocket and Casper up to that. So yes, there's. I don't want to say yeah we're going no prep racing, but yes I'm definitely interested in it. I wish the scene would move. I just had this conversation today with somebody. I wish the scene would move a little closer. They have a couple of times a year they have a no prep deal over in Crossville, which is like I don't know, it's about 120 miles away. Um, but I wish the scene would move a little bit closer, get a little more intense in this area. But yeah, I love no prep racing. Like everything about it. When I can't sleep, or like I wake up in the middle of the night, and I turn on the TV and I put on Drag or Die TV. That's my go-to channel for like when I want to be in my happy place. Okay, I put on Drag or Die TV, and just I zone out watching no prep.
Okay. Able D. When will the I hate cars but I love EFI T-shirts be in the UTG online store?
You'll never see an I Love EFI T-shirt.
Woohoo! I got a question in fifth time's the charm.
Yay!
Dada Liberton. Double or nothing. What is it, Dada? Let's see. Joseph Peterson. Hi, Tony. I'm rebuilding my first 302 because of you.
Good luck with it.
Hoobie's Garage. Gosh, I hope no prep is not the future. Too many crashes and the track insurance costs will go up and be passed on to us.
Yeah, sorry, man. No prep is the future. I don't care what anybody says. Most, the, depends on where they're doing them. Most of a lot of the no prep venues are like airstrips and stuff like that, where there's nothing to hit. There's nothing to hit. Crashes didn't really become. See, if you're older, okay, you remember before they put the guard walls on everything, before the insurance companies made to put the guard walls right on the track, okay, crashes weren't that common, right? Because people would get loose, they'd get a couple of tires in the grass. It happens, you know what I mean, and then they'd be able to save it. But now with the walls directly on the track, that it's like pinball, you know. Back half no prep racing is generally got very wide spaces between, so there's lots of room to recover. Uh, but I'm telling you, it is the future. Like it or not, it's the future of drag racing.
Okay. What was the gist of the original Swinger? They revived the Swinger name for the 2023 cars. The younger crowd doesn't get it and questions the orientation of the name.
Yeah, it has a whole different name, a whole different meaning these days. I didn't know they revived it. I had no idea. That's news to me. But originally, it's just the swinger just meant like somebody who's like hip, right? If you were groovy, you're a swinger, and then the whole swinger thing happened and kind of gave the whole thing a totally different meaning.
Brand Sage sounds like poor Uncle Kathy is going to end up doing the throw on a blanket seat covers. Yeah, pretty much. On whatever interior is left in the Charger before it goes on its adventure. Pretty much. Yep. I wanted to take apart everything and redo, but
Yeah, I wanted to rewire the dash and do all of that stuff, and that's just not going to happen.
oh my goodness. Dave Belcar says Dave Hakem owes me a turkey sandwich.
I talked to Dave this week, and we're gonna try to get together and do a live. I think like next week with Dave. Dave is a very interesting character. If you're into Mopars, right? Like hardcore, like nitty gritty ancient Mopar history, like from a really well-rounded source, you guys are gonna love Dave. Dave, so you got these experts out there like I don't know Mark Warman and I don't know, name them, okay, name your Mopar expert, Okay, name your Mopar expert, and Dave Hakem will take them to school. So we're definitely gonna be doing stuff with him.
Okay. Did you ever drive a sprint car?
No, I've never driven a sprint car.
Um,
I've never driven any type of roundy round car.
Joe K says it's a swinger sticker package on the 2023s.
Okay.
No prep with a tree. I hate the headlamp start thing.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the headlamp start, but I don't like the tree either. I mean, if the tree and the clocks can go away, and I think the world would be a much better place.
Experiment 626 says no prep where only the guy with the money wins.
It ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that. You can go rounds. The thing with no prep, and so I was just talking to Andy about this. The thing with no prep is in the earlier rounds, if you're dealing with a true no prep situation, so it's not you're not running a regular drag strip and they just didn't glue it that day, okay? If you're running, let's say, a back half race or an airstrip race or something, I mean, they do them everywhere, right? If it's a true no prep race, literally everybody has a chance. I just watched one that happened a couple of weeks ago where there was a guy with like basically like I mean, what could this thing have been? Like a 14 second, a 15 second, 14-second pickup truck, and he was going rounds, small tire rounds. He went like 3 rounds because everything that was in the other lane was pedaling and all over the friggin' place, and this guy just motored on through. No prep is the true great equalizer, but like Andy was saying, they start out. No prep race starts out where it's like anybody's game, right? Your horsepower is actually a liability for you, but then as the rounds go on, the track starts to come around. It becomes a track because enough rubber gets laid down on it, and then the faster cars get a chance. But no, that's the beauty of no prep. No prep is the great equalizer.
My project cars and stuff says I put duct tape on my seats. I think I'm ready. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Duct tape.
Yeah,
No,
I have
don't use
like
duct
some of
tape.
that black tape. Nova Nut 1964 says love your channel.
Thank you.
Scarlet Fire says I hate the 4-door Charger. Just so wrong.
I don't count doors. I know a lot of people have a gripe with that. You know, with 4-door Chargers. It doesn't bother me.
I see 308 says Magnanti.
You know, we're the only country I can think of with a car culture that really cares about how many doors there are. Because you go to Australia, New Zealand, South America, uh, Europe, everywhere, right? Where there's a car scene, hot rod oriented car scene, nobody cares how many doors a car has. It doesn't matter. It's only here in this country that we put the 2-door on this like pedestal. 2 doors are always a little bit more desirable than a 4-door, but it's the rest of the country or the rest of the world, I should say. It's not a deal breaker. It's only a deal breaker here.
I think somebody that we blocked is on here with a different name.
Oh yeah, who is it?
Don't worry about it.
Well, read it.
No, don't worry about
Well,
it.
read it. Read it.
The new name is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What do you think of Frank Badelson and his knowledge of Mopars?
I don't know who he is.
I don't know. So maybe she's just being a jerk.
No, I don't know who that person is.
I don't know. Let's see. What is your favorite car in your fleet?
I don't really have one. The XJ is my favorite vehicle. We were just talking about that today. Like, I wish I had discovered XJs years ago. I've got 2 of them now. I've got the 298s, a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive, and the 2-wheel drive is our daily driver. And I'm not gonna say it's my favorite car in the fleet, but it's the best vehicle I have ever owned by like a factor of 10. I can't imagine anything being better. Just a better all around, do anything, anytime, anywhere vehicle. They're just so happy, and the XJ is amazing. As far as like our hot rods, I would have to flip a coin between, and I know you guys never see it, but the 68 that's in the garage. When you do see it, you're gonna love this car. Once we get out of the garage, and it'll be this year, you're gonna love this car. But I would say I'd have to flip a coin between that and a bottle rocket. What's up? What's that look you making?
What? I'm making a look.
You just made a face like
Chris
you ate like you
says
ate a.
like your channel, Chris Cimino. I didn't see you taking that car out of the garage.
It's coming out of the garage this year.
Maybe. What are your thoughts on Cletus Nitro experiment on stock 5.3 LS?
If you had
is asking.
Okay, if you had asked me before I saw that, can you effectively flow nitro through those injectors? I would have said no. But they did it, and it worked, and they got results that I would have expected if they had put mechanical injection on the car and run it on nitro. The kind of percentages that they were running, they got about the power increase I would have expected. So I thought that was very interesting. I thought it was very interesting. But there's a flip side to this too. They were mixing it. If you watch the video, he was mixing it by volume, and you can't mix it by volume. Like for instance, if you took alcohol overpowers nitro like by a lot, all right, because you measure it by specific gravity. If you were to have 3 quarts of nitro and add 1 quart of alcohol, you would think that you had a gallon of 75% nitro, but you don't. You have a gallon of like 50% nitro or 45% nitro. Alcohol way overpowers nitro. So I don't know what kind of percentage they were running. Towards the end, it looked like what would be visually an 80%, 90% mixture, because it was just a splash of alcohol on the bottom, and then they threw a bunch of nitro in on top of that. But it definitely wasn't like a 90 or an 80% mix. I would say that they were probably 50, 60%, if that. The only way you can really accurately measure nitro is with a hydrometer. And it has to be temperature corrected. But it was very interesting. In fact, that's on my list of videos to go watch again. Very, very good stuff.
Granted, what was the original Charger sold as? A lot of ads showed it as a family car. In my mind, a 4-door Charger keeps to that original idea going. It is nice that they can still pack a punch.
Well, the vast majority of Chargers that were sold were family cars. You know, the 66, 67 was supposed to go against like the T-Bird and the Toronado and cars like that, right? The Wildcat. So that was the original intent of the Charger. But then when you get to the 68s, we think of them as, it's the iconic second generation Charger. All hail the second gen Charger. But they were built as family cars, and they were sold as family cars.
Did your grandfather have one?
My grandfather had one.
Yeah, but it was just like a
318
regular car. Yeah.
Right. The vast majority of second generation Chargers had 318. And if you were in a supermarket parking lot in like 1974, it was a sea of second generation Chargers, just housewives driving these things. So I don't even know what this started as.
Oh, like what were they sold as?
Yeah, they were sold as just a fancy family car.
Right. Laurel Flynn says it's a pity you've never had the opportunity to work on an Australian 6-cylinder Hemi.
Maybe before I'm dead.
Maybe.
Somebody will drop one off. Say, here, Tone.
The fire department I worked for had a fleet of XJs for our fire prevention personnel. The department sold a bunch of them at our auctions.
A couple of days ago,
somebody was saying they can't find a clean XJ in their area at all.
Well, last week, a local cop from the sheriff's department, he died in a car accident. So they had a very big funeral procession. from this county and the surrounding counties. It was like cop cars and emergency vehicles everywhere. They blocked off the entrances and exits to the interstate, so the procession could come. So while we were stuck in traffic there, I noticed that our Rutherford County Fire Department has an XJ in the fleet. It's a later one. It's either it's a 97 or 01, but it's yeah. There's still an XJ in service here in Rutherford County, Tennessee.
Let's see. A lot of people are on the XJ Secret and have been. Most have been used a lot. Um,
I'll tell you what though, there is a distinct difference between the two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive. Most XJs are four-wheel drive. I have both. My red one is two-wheel drive. The black one is four-wheel drive, and there's a huge difference in the handling of the two, right? Just like the when I say the handling, I don't mean just like right uh, autocross like handling. I mean just like scooting around and whatnot. The two wheel drive is light and nimble like a go kart. It's just tick tick tick. It's everywhere. The four wheel drive is a little lumbering. It's a little cumbersome. You know what I'm saying? It's not as responsive. So I'm not knocking the four wheel drive by any stretch, but from a driver perspective, the two wheel drive. Do you agree with me, Kat?
it's a little more nimble.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I drive the four-wheel drive one, it's more clunky.
yeah. And there's a big difference in gas mileage. There's at
Yeah.
least 5, maybe 6 miles to the gallon difference.
Death wobble, yeah. Mm. Other than that, they're great.
Yeah,
So somebody's asking what's an XJ seriously? An XJ. Explain what an XJ is.
a Jeep Cherokee from 1985, I think they introduced them until 2001. So those cars are they were originally designed. Actually, they were originally designed in France, or by the French for AMC Renault, and then when Chrysler bought AMC in 1987, they inherited that along with the AMC 4 liter and produced that until 2001. And there's two generations. Well, there's some sub generations, but there's two major generations of them. So you've got 1996 and earlier, and 1997 and later, 97 to 01. And that 97 to 01, man, they knocked that out of the park, right? Everything about it is aces. And the earlier ones are fine, but the later ones they hit they just it's perfect. It's the perfect vehicle.
Oh, the only Carl Mudgeon says the only good use for a two-wheel drive Cherokee is as parts vehicle to build a 4x4.
Oh no, 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 no.
Tony likes the two-wheel drives.
No. If you're an off-roader, I could see that. Yeah, but I'm not an off-roader. You know what I'm saying? I'm using these things as station wagons. I'm using them as so. Yeah, totally different
They're
animals.
paying their dues, for sure.
Ours, the red one is amazing. We got it with 131,000 miles on it. It's just about to click over 200,000. So we've put
It still has a tick.
it's
The
still
motor is
it's
still
got a
not
broken
good.
it's got a broken piston. It's been knocking for like 65,000
People look at
miles.
me in the Publix parking lot.
Oh yeah, you can hear it coming from blocks away. Tick 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 tick
I
tick
said,
tick tick
fix your
tick tick.
truck, lady.
But it runs so good. It just makes the noise. You know what I'm saying? And it's made that noise now for like 65,000 miles.
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
it?
even embarrassed anymore.
No, it's just
It's just
it's
what it
fine.
is.
I got another motor for it. We'll put it in there when the time comes. But no, that thing's paid its dues.
We have a lot of intestinal fortitude. We don't care what the
I
public
don't care what
thinks.
anybody thinks.
Dada Libreton says 1970 Hemi Charger sold new for 3,000 Canadian in Quebec Mopar show. The guy is called Mr. Hemi because he worked on the past 50 years. He's still at it. One only build blue Hemi out of 124 total build. Is he talking to you?
I don't know.
Maybe. Or are you talking to somebody else? Is there a question?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's good info, though. Let's see. Have you settled on what the mule chassis will be?
The chassis?
Mm-hmm.
It's that one right there. It's just a 67 Belvedere.
GTI Warrior says mine knocked for a couple of years until it windowed the block.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually, but it hasn't done it yet.
Why is Mike Hannigan frowning? What's wrong, Mike? Why are you upset, Mike?
Oh, don't be upset, Mike.
Oh, he says 4x4 is great here in the ice belt.
I'm not in the ice belt. I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, you made him sad by saying you don't like 4x4s.
I didn't say I don't like 4x4s. I have a
Why
4x4.
are you making people sad?
No, don't be sad.
Killing birds. Making people sad.
I have a 4x4. I love the 4x4. But given a choice to use in daily traffic, the two-wheel drive is a much better vehicle.
Yeah, we have a lot of traffic here.
We have a lot of traffic.
What's up, Ari?
How you doing, Ari?
Tennessee is not stinking island. Not much snow to worry about. Tennessee is better roads, Raymond Utter says.
Most of Tennessee's roads are really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got some areas that are a little rocky.
Rob's Classic says, I had an XJ that would drive out of ditches and snowstorms on bald tires with power to spare. Oh, is she doing it now? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. UTG has made me sad on multiple occasions, but I laugh more than I cry, so...
I'm sorry.
Why are you making our viewers sad?
I think I wounded his inner child.
Don't make our viewers sad. They're supposed to come here and be happy.
I feel terrible now.
Oh no. Chris Greenaway. You made Chris Greenaway sad.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Here we're saying hello to Ari. Two-wheel drive is for girls. Four-wheel drive is for men. Scarlet Fire says. You girl.
Yeah. So I'm in touch with my feminine side.
Oh, too funny. Friends H. Here in Ontario, Canada, most XJ, you may see the driveline still runs. Is she okay? Still runs mint, but rust has taken almost everything below the door handles. Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
Aw.
I've seen some of your northern XJs. We have nice ones down here.
Okay, Chris Greenaway says, UTG, I laughed so hard I cry 95% of the time. Okay, so we've only made him sad 5% of the time. That's good. No pressure. No pressure on our end. Let's see. Raining Slant 6. Aussie Hemi 6s weren't true cross-flow Hemi-shaped combustion chamber.
No, it's a canted valve motor.
They were strong runners, and Mopar Down Under was just playing off Hemi Mania, so you could say they were
They were
Hemis?
almost a polysphere,
Okay.
but it is a canted valve engine.
Is she thirsty? She's thirsty.
She's drinking.
No, it's empty.
Could have fooled me. She's
Oh.
making drinking noises.
Okay, hang on.
You left me alone, babe. I hate when she does this. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
You usually know what to say when you're making videos.
I'm just faking it. You know that.
All right. I have to give her water. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is jumping a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. Okay, Matzo Ball says, I've owned a bunch of XJs. I like the pre-1996 styling myself.
Yeah, I prefer the name. They're all really nice, except for that wagon here. The
You don't
wagon
like
here,
it?
it's ugly, but I want one because it's rare. it's different with the wood grain and
The
all.
wood grain? I
You
thought
know,
you said you liked it.
the
The wood
headlights,
grain.
the quad headlights is really weird on the
Oh,
front of
you
those
don't like
things.
that?
But yeah, I prefer the '97 and up.
Okay. Let's see. Um, okay, Andrew Allen. What's your guys' favorite Mopar wagon? Favorite Mopar wagon?
That's remember that '64 Polara we had, the white one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a great car.
Didn't we drive that to Florida?
I drove. Yeah, I,
You got stuck with it and you abandoned it.
I didn't abandon it. I sold it to Dave Dorak. Not Dorak. Dave Dvorak,
Oh.
and it became a stock eliminator car.
Oh, okay.
I blew the transmission.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
went with I was with Dave Sano,
Yeah.
and we were going down to the Gator Nationals. I
Mm-hmm.
was working for Jerry Caminito.
But we drove that back from Florida once in a snowstorm, and we almost died with the kids. It was a blizzard.
Yeah, we took
Do you remember?
that car went to and from the Carolinas a bunch of times,
Mm-hmm.
and it went to and from Florida. Well, it went to and from Florida once, and then to Florida. I was working for Jerry Caminito, and I just started working with a funny car. This is 1988, right? And 1987, no, 1986. It was 1986. It was the year that we had the tornado in the pits. So I drove. Dave Sano came with me, and the whole way, all 90 from New York City to the Florida Georgia border, the whole way down, 100 miles an hour, 95 or 100 miles an hour. We were running late, had to be there. And just as I crossed over the Florida Georgia border, a transmission cooler line popped, and it wasted the transmission. By the time I got it pulled over and got it into a gas station or a service station, it had killed the transmission. So I ended up making a bunch of calls back and forth, and I ended up selling a car on the spot to Dan Dvorak. And the last I saw that car was maybe 5 years after, 8 years after, and he had turned it into a stock eliminator car. But he got us to the track, and then I rode home with Jimmy Harrington, who that's a whole nother story.
Zach Bridges says, I freaking love UTG and I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You've helped me with so much knowledge that I've learned from watching your videos. Thank you.
But thank you, I appreciate that.
That's very nice. Riff Raff Rekus says, I had an 87 Grand Wagoneer. Had a lot of issues with it.
Not the Grand Wagoneer. They made an XJ Wagoneer model of the XJ. The Grand Wagoneer is a whole different vehicle.
Dogs eating cheese, yeah. Dogs eating birds.
Mm.
I'm going to be mad at her for like 3 days and then I'll get over it.
You don't be mad at her.
Remember when they killed my chicken?
Yes, it was Darla. Darla
Do you
killed
remember
your chicken.
when they killed my cat?
Trixie killed your cat.
Right. This is not a new phenomenon. I have to be mad for a couple of days and then I'm okay. I get over it.
I can't get mad at them.
No, I'm mad at her right now. Because she knows better.
Yeah, I know. I can't get mad at them.
3 days. Just give me 3 days. So the dog killed a bird in the yard while we were live. That's what we're talking about, in case you missed it. What other YouTuber does that?
Kills
Has
birds.
their dogs killing animals live?
Maggie, why'd you kill the bird? You upset mommy. Don't look at me like that.
They killed a bunny too.
I think she's mad at me.
What, 'cause
She
you
won't
took
look
the
at me.
bird? Oh, fine. She's got an attitude. All right.
Yeah.
LLG 1969 sent you $100. Remember the Fallen tomorrow. Really love this channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We have such generous viewers.
We really do. He's always contributing to us.
I know.
Could have been a mercy killing. No, it was a baby bird. It was
Yeah.
with the mother. I guess it was just out of the nest. I've left the building again. No, I'm here. Let's see. All right. My dog has no nose. How does he smell? Awful. Oh. Oh no. Let's see. Raymond's Utter. Thank you, Uncle Tony, for spreading knowledge you have accumulated over your experimental years. Knowledge is power.
Thank you.
We have nice comments.
We do.
Luke Tiemann, have you seen the 4.0 liter roller cam kit from 505 Performance?
I have not. But that sounds interesting.
Does it sound interesting?
It does sound interesting.
Where would you find that?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't really be that big of a deal because the 4.0 uses the same lifter as the AMC. The AMC uses the same lifter as the Chrysler. So a Chrysler roller lifter will fit in an AMC lifter bore. So that's not a problem at all. But the cam, it's a matter of getting roller blanks made for the cam. I would definitely look into buying one of those.
That dog gave Uncle Tony the bird. She certainly did.
She's mad at me. She won't look at me.
The dog is mad at you for taking the bird.
She's mad at me. Maggie? Okay, now she's looking at me.
Mm.
Are you mad at me? Come here. Come here.
You stink eye?
Darla.
Not you, but Darla. Darla comes for everybody's name.
Maggie, come here. Come here. See, she won't come. She's giving me a dirty look.
That's what beagles do.
Fine, be that way. Hello, Darla. You're a chicken murderer. You are.
Yeah, she killed the chicken. All right. Have you heard about the Tesla Plaid race motor? Runs 9.3 stock on the quarter mile.
Mm-mm. Now we're going to race an electric go-kart tomorrow. Dr. Art is bringing his go-kart to the shop, and we're going to run in the parking lot.
Okay. Mopar man. I belong to an unofficial car club here in the Branson area. Branson Road Rebels, turning good tires into slicks since 1956. What's going on? Maggie, mean Papa. Yeah.
Yeah, Maggie's in a mood tonight.
All right, come on, in the house.
Sometimes, they're just like people. They're exactly like people. Sometimes they just get their balls twisted and,
Sorry, everybody. Dripping Glass. Happy Memorial Day. She's mad you took the bird away. Yeah.
Yeah. And I yelled at her. You can't yell at Maggie.
Let's see. They're talking to each other. Tabo's Garage. Handy Manification. Tuning in for a muscle car fix. Sold my 69 Mustang R code last fall. Having seller's remorse. Oh.
We'll go get another one. I think Kiwi's got a roller for sale.
Does he?
Yeah, that blue one. I
Okay.
know it needs a little work, but it's cheap.
Is it? I thought you said Kiwi was expensive. What planet are you on?
Well, he's expensive, but the car he's selling for somebody is cheap.
I have to make myself laugh. Okay. Dougster. Handymans. They're talking to each other. Tony, how often, if ever, do you see a Volare Aspen around?
When I first moved here, there were a bunch of random older Mopars on the road. But this place has changed a lot. The traffic, there was like a lot of random older Mopars on the road. Occasionally you'd see like a 66 Coronet going down the street. Just regular drivers.
There are pickup trucks everywhere.
and there were pickup trucks everywhere. So there was the traffic here has changed. Now it's just like any other city.
Raining Slant 6. Weren't beagles originally bred as retrievers
Yeah,
for small game hunting like rabbits and the like?
yep.
Rabbits, yeah. I don't think, not so much retrievers, but they would find them.
They're scent hounds.
Yeah, they're scent hounds.
That's why their ears are the way they are, because their ears come down so a beagle's got
They
ears
would
like
go
this,
sniff it out. They would find
and
wherever
then
it
when they
fell.
put their head down to sniff, their ears cover the sides of their nose,
Yeah.
so they only sniff that certain that
That's why they
straight
don't
line.
freaking listen to you.
Yeah,
Because their sense of smell is greater than their sense of hearing. So they're really, really hard to train.
but that's why they've got those ears to direct their scent.
They're jerks. They're really jerks.
I love them.
I love our beagles. But they're not regular dogs.
No.
They're not for everybody. If
They're
you're
not.
if you're brand new to getting a dog, I wouldn't suggest a beagle.
Yeah, but every one that we've had has been a shelter dog.
Yeah, but they're not. But they're
So
not really.
they're all damaged.
They're hard to train because they don't listen. Their sense
Yeah.
it overrides everything else. Let's see. They're good girls though. Keep dog in the garage tonight. That will fix his attitude. No, it won't.
No.
They're beagles. They're born with an attitude.
Maggie is the undisputed princess of the house.
Yeah.
Just
It also helps to protect their eyes. Yeah. They have a weird bark. Yeah. Let's see. People in the South seem to get these hunting dogs and not really raise them right, let's say. No. No, not necessarily. We lived in New York City on Staten Island, and our first beagle came from hunters that lived across the street. They didn't want him because he had
bad eye.
a bad eye. He was blind in one eye, so we took him. I took him. Tony didn't want him.
No, I don't know.
I took him. He was 6 months old because he was gonna like put him down because he couldn't hunt because his eye. I don't know. That was stupid. So I took him, and that was our first beagle. And he would bark. He would scream at Tony all the time.
I hated that dog. I hated that dog, and that dog hated me.
That was my dog.
It was
He a
we
good boy.
had this utter adversarial relationship. We hated each other, and then she adopted Daisy. She went to the shelter and she got Daisy, and Daisy was she was like mostly beagle with some miniature pinscher, and she was beautiful. She was just the most beautiful thing that ever lived. And we had her for about 2 years, and she got hit by a car
Yeah.
in front of the house.
Yeah.
And then we had Violet. Violet was damaged. Violet
Inbreeding.
was very
She
damaged.
came from like a
Inbreeding.
pet store, and then somebody gave her away, and we took her.
Then we had Trixie. Trixie was my constant companion.
Mm-hmm.
If she was still around, you guys would know her because she never left my side. The dog never saw a leash. We went everywhere together. She was great, and she died right before we started doing she was old. Right before we started doing this channel, and then that's when we got
Don't
Maggie.
forget Lola.
Oh, Lola. Yeah, but Lola wasn't a beagle.
No, she wasn't a beagle. She was a lab.
Mm.
She was great. So Curmudgeon says beagles are as trainable as golden retrievers compared to skipper keys.
You had a skipper key.
Coincidentally, I had a skipper
Yeah.
key. And she was a show dog, and she was an American and a Canadian champion.
Whoa,
Well, that's a big deal.
that's an international champion.
Well, yeah, I showed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. My skipper key. I love skipper keys. I think they're pretty good dogs.
Weren't they trained to? You said to chase rodents on ships.
Yeah, they're Belgium. They're from Belgium. That was their first job, killing and chasing rodents on the barges. Yep. It's unusual that you hear somebody has skipper keys. I think there's only like 5 left in the country. There's not that many. End of time. Steve Magnanti needs to show more of the funny Fairmont. When is the next live with him?
We got to get together. We just he's busy. I'm busy. We both have so many things going on. The Fairmont is cool, isn't it? He shot a whole video on that recently, maybe within the last 2 or 3 months. Um, but we're going to get together again soon.
Yeah. I live with a res mutt that whines when it breathes. Annoying. It's a res mutt. A black lab is the only animal on the farm dumber than a chicken. No way. That's not true. That is not true, DD Trampled. Black lab is not dumb.
They're uncontrollable.
That's not true.
Every black lab I've ever seen is just
That's because nobody trained them. They are smart.
They might be smart, but they're like
Who's
they're
that
out
guy
of
that
control.
only trains black labs? He
What's that?
mostly trains black labs. What's that guy's name? Uncle Stoney.
Stony, right?
Stoney, right. He does mostly black labs, but he trains a lot of different animals. But he says black labs are the best.
You see yellow labs.
They're calmer.
Yeah, like Tucker. You guys watch Tucker
No,
Budson?
Tucker is not a lab.
What is he?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, that's right. Golden Retriever.
It's
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Chocolates are worse. They say that yellow lab. He says that yellow labs are more lazy,
Okay.
and the black labs are better hunting dogs.
Golden Retriever. That's what Tucker is. That's right.
Does Uncle Tony like zip ties and bias plies?
Never heard of her.
I'll stick with my healers in red blue. Dougster Wolverine Garage. Used dogs are the best.
Used dogs are the best.
Let's see. All of our dogs have been adopted.
Yeah, all of our dogs have been shelter dogs. They're all damaged. They like I said, I was saying before. There's like I know why each one of them ended up in the shelter. Like there's like no question about it.
But see, when I was a kid, our dogs weren't adopted. We had all show dogs.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, they're a pain in the butt.
They're damaged. They're all damaged.
Let's see.
They ended up in the shelters because they belonged in the shelters.
Get an Irish setter if you want a dog that runs away. Another crazy dog. Yes. Big dog drool, small dogs drool.
When we adopted Lily, right? So Lily's the only non-beagle of the bunch. When we adopted her, we couldn't even tell what she was. We didn't even know if she was actually a dog.
She was a dog.
No, this is like no lie, okay? Now
really
she turned
funny
out,
looking.
she grew out. She's beautiful. She's just beautiful. But when we got her, she was a pup, right? She was maybe like 5 months old, 4 months old, 5 months old, and she had these long, gangly legs, this weird little face,
Yeah.
right? This like long,
I think
skinny
she's
body.
part rat terrier. That's what I've pretty much figured out.
Well, we were looking at like we were looking up things like maybe she's a dingo.
She's not a dingo.
I mean, I'm serious. We brought her home and like we're right to the computer. What the hell is this thing, right? And she was faster than
She was
lightning.
crazy fast.
You've never seen anything move like this dog. We would take her to the bark park, and she would like oh, she was a blur, and then she would like. She'd have all the other dogs chasing her, and then she would be chasing all the dogs. It was the craziest thing. So, but as she filled out, she became like a regular dog.
Sort of, kind of.
Oh shit! Don't say
She's
sort of
funny
kind
looking.
of. She was weird looking. That was a face nobody could love. She was weird.
So Francisco, I'm going to say this name wrong. Diego's says, what's the actual difference between double pumpers and center squirters? Sorry for the ignorance, Argentinian subscriber here.
Okay, so a double pumper. Okay, so you have a single pumper, which is a vacuum secondary carburetor. There's no accelerator pump for the secondaries, just an accelerator for the primaries. Then you've got a double pumper, which is a mechanical secondary carburetor, and it has an accelerator pump built into both the primary and the secondary sides. A center squirter is a tunnel ram carburetor. It's one of the things I'm looking for a set of center squirt carburetors for Slaghammer. So a center squirter it has a primary and a secondary it has, instead of the accelerator pumps shooting in like this, they actually squirt from the center out. And like I said, those carburetors are specifically designed a tunnel ram carburetor for tunnel ram intake manifolds.
Waiting Sun 6 says maybe the bird had fallen from its nest and was bleeding a little, and alert Maggie smelled it and was only picking it up with its mouth to bring it to UT so it could get help. Maggie was just being a hero. No, that's not what happened.
I'm going to go
Good
with that.
story, though.
I'm going to go with that. Maggie is a good girl.
Maggie killed a bird on live tonight, in case you guys weren't here.
Not on purpose. It wasn't like we were featuring Maggie killing a bird. It just happened to happen in the background. 'Cause right away somebody's going to, tell YouTube we're having animal sacrifices or something here.
Rat terriers were bred to hunt rats, etc. They were. I always thought rat terrier meant like it's an ugly dog.
Yeah.
No. She's great at getting the moles.
It's got patina.
Like she can hear them underground, and she just kind of like follows them until like she digs like where their hole is. That's why there were all the holes in the garden.
Is that Lily?
Yeah, she was going in there because there was a mole, and she would eventually get him and kill the poor little blind thing.
Where is Lily?
She's inside. This is not animal murdering advice. No.
Cool. Get her out here.
She's not gonna come.
She'll come. Open the door.
No, because then the others are gonna come.
So
out.
let them come out. I want to show off my Lily. Lily is never ever on video. Lily. Come here, Lily. Come here.
Lily, come.
Tell you give her a cookie.
Cookie?
Oh no, she's not going anywhere. She's comfortable.
Red?
All right, leave her.
She's not moving. Now these two jamooks are out.
That's all right.
Lily's actually the best behaved.
Now she wants to come out.
I got her.
Open the door.
Come on, babe. Come out. Lily, come out. Come on. No, she wants to play. She's like, why are you calling me?
Here she comes. Come here, Lily.
Come here. Go to Daddy.
Come here. Oh, she's getting a fight with Maggie. Maggie got your balls twisted today. All right, okay.
Go in the house.
Sorry, guys. Maggie is in rare form today. She's like murderous and like she's fighting with everybody.
Get in the house. Not listening.
She's not going to listen.
And
Just
then
leave
she's
her.
giving me a look. All right, fine. Fine.
She's in rare form today.
The bird is coming right for you. She saved you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Good night, Charles Alert. What is the most sketchy repair you did to get something home or down the track? Franz H is asking.
I have done many sketchy things. The sketchiest thing. I had a 67 Coronet, a big block car. I had a 67 Coronet, it had a thermoquad on it. It was in Englishtown. And I had I'm doing a jet change, whatever I was doing, I had the top of the carburetor off. And when I went to retighten it, it broke the float bowl. So to get the car home, I took the washer bottle, I ran the vacuum hose, or the rubber line from the washer bottle to a vacuum port on the carburetor, or under the carburetor. And I forgot how we disconnected and plugged the fuel line to the pump, and I filled the washer bottle with gasoline and drove the car home pushing the washer button to keep feeding it gas. That was like a 25-mile ride home. I've done so many sketchy things to get stuff home. That one just came to the front of my head. You've got to remember a few.
I blocked them all out.
There was a time, like I said, thousands of sketchy things, right? But I had a press car. I forgot what it was now. I was with Neil Van Opry. It was a Grand Prix. We had a Pontiac Grand Prix. It was a test, a Grand Am Grand Prix. It was a Grand Prix. This is in 1988, 1989. And I was with Neil Van Opry, and we ran out to Detroit to do something. This is when we were doing magazines at the time. And we hammered this thing all the way to Detroit. Ran it low on gas. It starts on oil rather. It starts knocking on the way home, and so out of oil. All right, great. What are we gonna do? So we threw like 6 quarts of oil in the thing, and drove it at 77 miles an hour. It made no noise. It knocked like crazy up to 77 miles an hour, and then it would just stop. It would go away. So we figured if we just keep this thing at 77 miles an hour the whole way home, we should be able to make it. And we did. We drove it from Detroit to New York City at 77 miles an hour. Regardless of the speed limit, the road conditions, anything. 77 miles an hour. And we made it all the way back to his house. He lived like half a mile off the interstate. I dropped him off. I was going to bring the car back to my house and then call a tow truck to have it brought to Manhattan. And I dropped him off, pulled out of his driveway, and it threw a rod.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, we're over 2 hours in.
Oh, we really?
Mm-hmm. We're like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, blocking out the sketchy zero. Yeah.
Lots of sketchy. Lots and lots and lots of sketchy. Yeah, let's call it a night. I'm exhausted. What?
You tired?
Yeah.
I know, I'm tired too. 480 says, the other dog here is a Mastiff mix that sits upright and stares at you like a sad old man. Oh, that's what Mastiffs do. They look sad.
All right. Guys, we got to get out of here. Our
I have
mods,
to go make up with Maggie.
Ari Zero Fubar. Guys, thank you so much. Ari, if you're going on tonight, afterwards, Ari does a show called After the Tony. So if you guys want to hang out, just head over to Ari DeBernia's channel. Everybody contributed with Super Chat. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Everybody contributed just with your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally.
I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's comments.
Yes, have a. I can't say have a happy Memorial Day. No. Have a peaceful and reflective Memorial Day, and tomorrow Memorial Day. Did you notice? I said this to you before.
What?
Okay, so today I imagine was the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not heard a single. I cannot believe how that event has fallen from grace. I remember when I was a kid in the 70s into the 80s. Oh my God!
Yeah.
The whole month, everything was the Indy 500, Indy 500, Indy 500. That's all anybody ever talked about. This whole month, and it didn't even occur to me until today. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This is the Sunday before Memorial Day. It's the Indy 500.
Mm.
Did they even have it?
I don't know.
It just goes to show you how much things have changed in the last, all of the professional, all of the corporate stuff is on its way down, and all of the backyard DIY, no prep kind of thing is on its way up, and that is the future. All right.
Chris Greenaway sent you a super chat.
Who?
Chris Greenaway sent you a super chat.
Thank you.
Tony, do you think Ford would have designed a BB351C?
Why would they? They had the perfect package with the regular 351 Cleveland. But thank you for the super chat, Chris. Maggie, are you done being mad at me?
said it was a great race today. I guess so.
It was.
Yeah, it happened today. The 500 happened today.
Like I said, it's like a utter and complete void
Who's
of
that guy,
anything.
Stewart?
Jackie Stewart.
Jackie Stewart, right. Even if you didn't pay attention to it, you knew that it was going on.
Right.
Like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, I'm Jackie Stewart.
Right. Oh, here's a terrorist. You gonna kill anything else tonight?
She's gonna give me a stink eye.
She's just. You've been a bad girl. Thank you.
Ew, she killed the bird with her mouth.
She's
recently.
This is my princess. This is my princess.
All right, everybody.
Yes. So, anyway,
Good night, Charlie.
thank you, everybody.
Good night,
And
everyone.
you gonna say goodnight? You gonna say night to them? Yeah, no.
Bad girl.
She's a good girl.
Uh,
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. We'll be live with Kiwi, the Uncle T and Kiwi variety show, at Fiesta Hour or two.
right. And what's going on tomorrow?
We're racing Dr. Art from Dr. Art's Hot Rod something or other, Hot Rod Rehab. Right, we're racing Dr. Art's electric go kart with one of our mini bikes.
My brother says, "Come on, I just got on."
What happened?
We're shutting down. He's like, "Come on, I just got on."
Who's that?
One for the road.
Sorry, man. You have to wait till next Sunday. I've been going
Good
this.
night, Dada.
We haven't stopped moving. It's been crazy the last couple of days.
We would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I literally did this live in my sleep.
And then we don't stop moving until we pass out. Right? At the end of the day.
I literally did this live in my sleep. So yeah, that's it. We're out here, everybody, and
Have a great weekend.
have a great weekend. The weekend's over. Have a great week. Have a great something. Go have a great pizza. Just have great
Have a
everything.
great Monday.
Yes. We'll see you soon. Make it stop. Make it stop now.